I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for March 4th, 2013. And did you know, officially, we've been doing Raw reviews for over 2 years? Actually, well, I have.
2 years, really?
2011, 12, 13.
Holy crap.
Holy crap, indeed.
Thought it had been 1 year.
No, it's been a long time. But you're completely amazed, aren't you?
I really am.
You're so much older now.
Oh,
and
shut up.
Just. But you know what we haven't seen in a few years?
What have we not seen in a few years?
Raw Old School. And that's tonight, once again. Raw Old School last appeared November 2010, and now it's back in 2013.
No way, because they did Raw Old School when I was watching Raw.
You mean when you were doing reviews?
Yeah.
No, they didn't. It was 2010. It was 2010. Look it up, genius!
They did it since then, because I remember the guy with the wood came back. Hacksaw.
Look it up!
Whatever.
Look it up!
I'm not going to look it up. I got the timer going.
Oh my god. What a colossal waste of time.
Maybe it was a something else Raw where the wood guy came back.
But to kick it off, The Undertaker freaking came back, which was awesome. I think we pretty much were all expecting The Undertaker to come back because, well, he came back in Waco, Texas, and they started putting on WWE Active. They had an Undertaker logo, and WWE pretty much completely spoiled it, as they've been doing lately, by putting all this information about, Undertaker this, Undertaker that, and yeah, so we figured he was going to be there. And he already wrestled a match in Waco, so it's like, he's probably going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Why else would he be there, right? Well, he came out. He didn't talk, he didn't do anything. He didn't even point at the WrestleMania logo. He just stood with it behind him in the background and suggesting that he's going to be having a match. And I think we all pretty much knew who he was going to go against. Come on. It's got to be Punk, right? Well, we will soon find out as CM Punk actually comes out. He comes out, and I notice over there at the announce table, they're all old school. Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler, they're all dressed up in old school get-up and everything. They even have the old monitors sitting there. Well, actually, they still use those monitors, but the table was more old school. But they had something that they did not have back in the early 90s, or at least not ones that were useful in any way. They had laptops, which I found very quite interesting. What info did you find?
I didn't find anything, but I have seen an old school Raw, or a vintage Raw, or a something Raw, where a bunch of old dudes came out and the set looked different.
Nope.
Yes, I have.
Raw 1000?
Did they have the set looking different?
It was the new set, but it wasn't the old set.
And they had the 70s logo thingy? The wood guy came out during an old school episode of Raw. Remember this.
Maybe it was SmackDown you're thinking of.
Oh, they done old school SmackDown?
Something like that. Okay. Not really, but they did something where there was a bunch of old guys on SmackDown.
Maybe that was it.
Maybe.
It's bothering me, I'm sorry.
Well,
You're really throwing me off tonight with we've been doing Raw reviews for 2 years, and there hasn't been an old school Raw during that time.
I know, you're completely thrown off.
I really am.
As you normally are.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Well...
Though I did actually watch the show carefully this week. What are you speaking about?
CM Punk, he comes out, he says he should be main eventing WrestleMania, but he's not, because he's not the champion.
That's right.
And, he has no one to face at all. And I think, who could he face? I just really don't know.
So confused.
And, he talks about how awesome he is. You wrote a bunch of notes here.
I did write a bunch of notes. Randy Orton comes out. Big Show comes out. Sheamus comes out. They all want a match against Undertaker is basically it. We all know it's going to be Punk. Which sucks, but it's going to be him. So Vicky comes out, and what I thought was funny about Vicky coming out is that she actually got the best crowd reaction.
She always does.
Which is funny to me. So she makes a fatal four-way match to determine who's going to get to fight The Undertaker.
Yes,
End
because...
of segment. Except you wrote that.
Yeah. Punk is going to beat 3 guys on Monday Night Raw, and that's going to be what earns him the shot. He lost at the Royal Rumble, lost the WWE Championship, he lost to John Cena last week. He also lost at Elimination Chamber. And somehow this victory is going to make him qualified to win.
He also looks like a 12-year-old man.
Yeah. Well, that too.
I mean, I say 12-year-old man because he has a beard, so it makes him look like a man. But the body of the 12-year-old boy.
So,
Maybe 15.
I'm just like the most unbelievable Undertaker match in WrestleMania. I mean, at least in the last long time.
It's the first time I've watched WrestleMania that I'm not looking forward to the Undertaker match.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true because I wasn't looking forward to the second Triple H Taker one. But
That's
then it was
true.
good.
Good God. But we'll get more into that as the night progresses.
Yep.
Got Ryback versus Cesaro. Cesaro's the United States champion.
Has great spelling of Cesaro, by the way.
I don't know how to spell it. But he loses. The champion's losing. What's up with that? Ryback wins, so good for him. Mark Henry, he comes out and kind of looks at Ryback, so I'm thinking, as he passes him by, I'm thinking, maybe they could have a match at WrestleMania. That would be kind of cool, perhaps. I mean, hey, if we're going to put matches together that make absolutely no sense and have no backstory to them, I mean, come on, why not?
True.
I mean, we're just going to make up some stuff. I mean, hey, put them together. But The Miz has a match against Dolph Ziggler.
It's really good.
I was bothered by it.
Why?
Well, I mean, The Miz comes out, and now he's got Ric Flair as his little buddy. Ric Flair comes out and cheers for him, and it's like, I gave you the figure 4. But, I mean, I like The Miz. I don't like his current thing because I think it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. He just smiles a lot and makes snippety comments, and it's just not cool.
I still like him.
It's just lame.
I don't have a problem with his current gimmick.
It's just...
He's like Ric Flair's understudy.
Which depresses me, because Ric Flair is like, boom, and it makes no sense. I mean, out of everybody, why would he care about The Miz?
Because The Miz is awesome. The Miz is cocky. Ric Flair is cocky.
But why not like Wade Barrett? Or just anybody?
Because Wade Barrett sucks.
How?
Okay, well,
he's an Intercontinental Champion.
Alright, he doesn't
He's
suck.
a movie star.
Okay, first of all, he's not a movie star. He doesn't suck, but he's not as good as The Miz.
Well...
Why do you not see Ric Flair and The Miz together? I think they're a perfect match.
The most random pairing of all time.
I think they go well together. They have good chemistry.
What chemistry? Oh my God. But anyways, figure 4. The Miz walks away with the victory. So the Money in the Bank. The guy, The Miz. I mean, the Miz beat Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, he loses all the time.
I'm not understanding. Dolph
Poor
has
guy.
Money in the Bank.
He loses all the time.
What are you doing with him?
Makes him look like crap. We never anticipate him cashing in the Money in the Bank because why would he? He loses all the time. It's like an albatross having that thing because he can't move forward. He can only do nothing until they're ready for him to cash it in, which could possibly be never.
Not sure if albatross is the correct saying there, but...
Achilles heel?
Achilles heel is like your weakness. It's not something that weighs you down.
Well...
I'm just not sure what the correct metaphor is. It might be albatross. I'm honestly not
Alright. You wrote something. You talk about my spelling, but when you can't even read your writing, I mean, it kind of is just as bad,
when
perhaps.
you spell Cesaro, like you spelled Cesaro, you can't tell what that is either.
How did I spell Cesaro?
Sissaroow.
Well, I could understand it. Just saying.
Anyways.
You could too. You knew what it said.
It's because I know you. All I have to do is say what it looks like out loud, and then I get my answer to what you meant. Okay. So we have Point and Counterpoint with The Rock and John Cena.
Yeah, and you were like, what does that mean? Is that like a segment? And I was like, I don't know. I never seen them use that verbiage before in my life.
I think it was like an old segment that maybe neither of us ever heard of.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
They just made up some crap.
There couldn't be something that Chronix hadn't heard of.
Well, yeah. I've been doing these reviews for 2 years, and I have never in my life seen this. Point and Counterpoint. It's like, I think that was a graphic they was going to use for Zeb Coulter or something.
Anyways.
Saying.
So, The Rock, he makes a really good promo. He says he was in Panama, it was 95 degrees. The flight attendant told him that he should have a jacket, and he, did a promo on her, said he didn't need a jacket. Then he had good timing, and he's like, it's cold here. And it was funny. And he said there was icicles forming on the people's nipples. It made me laugh a lot. So I laughed a lot during the Rock promo. I thought it was really good. He has good comedic timing because he actually is a movie star. So then John Cena comes out and he says, I've been waiting for this moment for a year because... And we're like, why? We don't understand.
Because he's got to, like, prove himself, right?
Because he says, Rock, because you're so awesome, you don't know what it feels like to be a failure. Which I'm like, that's not even true. Because The Rock has not been automatically successful at every single thing he's done. While he has been wildly successful, I'm pretty sure he's experienced failure, and I'm pretty sure he's talked about it in promos.
Or in his video. You know, like his little DVD.
So that kind of bothered me because the whole Rock thing, I don't know, a couple weeks ago was like, I overcame
I had $7 in my pocket.
I had $7. You know what I mean? And then here comes John Cena and is like, you've been good at everything. The whole world's been handed to you. You don't understand what I mean.
And I mean, couldn't The Rock say the same thing about Cena?
Yes.
So that's so stupid.
It was stupid. So that part bothered me a lot. And then he says, and then he goes on to bother me some more. Because he says, I failed last year. And it threw my whole life into a tailspin. I had all these personal issues. And I'm just like, dude, are you blaming your divorce on losing to The Rock?
He did.
He blamed his divorce on losing to The Rock.
He did.
Really, dude? Really? Really?
It was The Rock's fault. It wasn't even his wife's fault. It was The Rock's fault.
He was just obsessing that he lost and he failed everyone, and that's why he had all these personal problems.
And cheated on his wife, presumably. Because he was thinking about The Rock. The Rock's...
and see, that would make sense if it was like for stupid people, or people that didn't know about his divorce. But it's like, no one would have gotten that reference if they didn't follow the behind-the-scenes stuff and know about his divorce.
I mean,
so it had to be geared towards people who were aware of his personal problems.
I could just imagine, like, at Cena's house, like, his wife described something, I'm not going to say what, but I mean, just something, like, as being, like, a rock. And he was like, you know, he got all upset. Or, like, you know, they were at the Chevy dealership, and they're like, like a rock, and he was just, like, pulling his hair out, you know? I mean, that's what he's saying.
And I think that somewhere, Cena's ex-wife threw something and broke the television.
You think she's watching Raw?
Probably not. But I think if she did hear it, she would have thrown something at the television. Because I would have.
She was watching The Rock, probably.
You're probably right. Anyways. So that bugged me a lot because that was stupid. And then he says, but I
gotta say, The Rock took a shot at Lance Armstrong. And I was like,
that
really?
Was after this.
I know, but I just gotta say this.
It made me mad.
I mean, dude, Lance Armstrong. I mean, are you taking a shot because of the steroids? Because I mean, I'm looking at you.
Can you let me get there?
Let's get there.
Okay, thank you. But Cena's all like, I turned this around and I'm gonna win now and I get a chance. But then he says something good. He says, I get a chance to rewrite history. And I have a second chance, and that's why this is important, even though it's the same match as last year.
See, it's not twice in a lifetime, it's second chance.
So I was okay with that because it solved my twice in a lifetime problem. So then The Rock says, I'm happy to see your desire, and I wanted to face you. Then, back to you.
Where am I?
Cena quotes Tyson.
Yeah, he quotes Tyson, and then The Rock quotes Lance Armstrong. And
that made me mad, too, because you cannot dismiss everything that Lance Armstrong did for all the money that he raised, all the people that he inspired, because dude took steroids, probably like 95% of the other people were anyways.
Okay.
Especially coming out of the mouth of a professional wrestler, really.
And not just a professional wrestler, The Rock. And The Rock right now, who is 40 years old and bigger than ever in history. But check this out, this is what bothers me the most. It's not, oh, well, it discredits Lance Armstrong's history and... Huh?
You got 20 seconds, hurry.
How do I have 20 seconds? You waste so much time by telling me things. Look, Lance Armstrong, he helped all these people with his money, and I don't care about his accomplishments and all that crap. He helped people with cancer research and all that, so who gives a crap if he did steroids like everybody else on the team?
Exactly.